Dames en heren, jammer om te vla. All grade 10 English learners for blood donation must please go to the new hall now. Use the entrance closest to the old hall, the side entrance closest to the old hall, and please take along a blood pen. All grade 10 English learners.
Dis nou behalwe die mense wat laat was, né? Hulle moet nou nog sit sodat hulle gou kan. Okay. Goed. So kom ons kyk gou-gou. I want to do a few examples. First without asymptotes and then we're going to add asymptotes, né? So for now it's going to be y is equal to a to the power of x, né? Okay, nou kom ons gebruik gou-gou voorbeeld 1. We say, let's go draw y is equal to 2 to the power of x. Okay, nou, wat ons voorstel vir nou, you won't always have to do this because it is a bit time consuming, but just until you get the hang of it. Some of you might even be comfortable with using your calculator right from the start. Doesn't matter, you are allowed, né? Okay, so ek stel voor, jy gebruik vir jou 'n tabelletjie. En jy gaan stel vir my in, if x is minus 1, if x is 0, and if x is positive 1. Goed. Nou as x minus 1 is, 2 tot die mag minus 1, gaan vir my, gaan vir my hoeveel gee? 2 tot die mag minus 1 is 'n half, dankie. Okay, as x 0 is, gelukkig is die juffrou selektief doof. Ek neem aan jy het, ja, gaan bloedskenk. As x 0 is, 2 tot die mag 0 gee vir my 1, right. If x is 1, 2 to the power of 1 means it will be 2. Okay, so then from there, Ay. Okay, A as, X as. Okay, so I got plot by points. I know that it's going to cut here where y is 1, where x is 0 and y is 1. Dan het ek 'n koördinaat hier van x is minus 1 en y is 'n half. And then I've got a coordinate where x is 1 and y is 2. So jy gaan plot jou 3 punte wat jy het, né? Okay, then from there all we do is connect the dots. Now, if there is nothing here like we have, né? Dan, weet jy of julle dit kan onthou van gister nie? Dan het ek 'n asymptoot wat my x-as is, né? Okay, so skryf miskien hierso vir jou 'n notaatjie. Die x-axis is the asymptote. Die x-as is hier my asymptoot. Okay. So as ek dan nou gaan connect the dots, dan gaan hy lyk. Wag, ek gaan nou daar netjies maak. Ja. Minus 1 en y is 'n half. Okay, so do you guys see? Firstly, kyk gou. Firstly, a is how much? 2. Dis groter as 1, né? Sien jy dat toe ek my punte plot? It does form a increasing function. Né? Okay. Goed, so ons gaan kyk na A om seker te maak, dan die tweede ding. En nou gaan ek hier byvoeg. Ons gaan dit nou eers hê. Hierdie eerste paar voorbeelde, the first 3 examples, we're not going to have my graph move. But there's actually plus Q over there. And die Q, what is Q at all the graphs so far? The asymptote. And the previous one for parabola, it was my y-intercept. Nee. Okay, goed. So onthou by Q, jy kan miskien daar vir jou skryf. Daai gaan my asymptoot wees. Okay, kom ons gaan sommer gou all out. So if I ask you for equation of the asymptote, wat gaan dit wees? Hoeveel het ons by 'n eksponensiële grafiek? Net 1. Okay, hier het ek vir jou in geel geskryf. My x-as is die asymptoot. So what is the equation of my asymptote? Daar sê. Y is equal to 0. Is julle reg daar? Okay. Then let's look at domain. Definisieversameling. Wie wil raai wat gaan my definisieversameling wees? There we go. X is an element of real numbers. We don't know where it stops, nee? Okay, dan range, waardeversameling. Ja. Good. Mooi. Want my x-as is my asymptoot, nee? Gaan hy ooit kan sny deur daai asymptoot? Nee. So I know my graph will always be above the x-axis. Nee. And how do I say that? Y must be greater than 0. Okay. That's it. Is julle reg? Okay. Can I skip? Is iemand wat nog skryf? Okay, example 2. Probeer julle hom gou. Nee, kom. Y is gelyk aan 5 tot die mag x. Okay? So step 1 is, I'm going to draw my little table. Okay, so skets vir my dan jou grafiek. And then you can write the following. Ja. Ja, dis die maklikste want dan kan jy sien ons weet waar hy moet sny by x is 0, nee? Maar dan daai ander 2 punte wys my gaan hy stygend of dalend wees. So is 'n lekker maklike. Is julle klaar? Right, hands up, you're still busy. Okay. Nee, Willem. Right, hands up, you're still busy. Okay, kyk gou-gou. That is what it should look like. Your y values will be a fifth, 1 and 5. So I plot my points. Kyk gou-gou, wat is die waarde van A nou weer? The value of A is 5. That's greater than 1. So I should have an increasing graph. Dit is 'n stygende grafiek. Toe ek my punte gaan plot, né? Die asymptoot, daar's net een by eksponensiële grafiek. Asymptoot is my x-as, maar die vergelyking van hom is mos y is gelyk aan 0. Domein of definisieversameling, hulle soek die x-waardes. X is 'n element van reële getalle. Okay, and then the range, die waardeversameling, hulle soek al die y-waardes. Omdat my x-as die asymptoot is, dit gaan alles wees aan die bokant van hom. So y must be greater than 0.
And if the 5 is always positive, meaning more than 0, the asymptote will always be y equals to 0. So when it always be x, that element real number in the range.
Yes, but next one I'm going to give you an asymptote. There's going to be a value for q, so then the range is going to change. Jy gaan nou sien. Okay. Right, can I skip? But yes, a value will always be positive. No, a will always be positive. When we start reflecting.
By the range.
No, not by range, no. When we start reflecting in the y-axis, meaning the graph up there, we reflect to the bottom, so it's going to go down here. Then your a value will be a negative, but it's only to show that we were reflecting. Okay, but we're getting to that. Bikkie eers gou, né? Okay, right. So the next one, example 3. Hier gee ek vir jou y is gelyk aan 'n half tot die mag x. Now, that half you will see I put in brackets. It's to make sure that you guys realize the x applies to everything inside that bracket. Okay, goed, ons gaan presies dieselfde stappies gaan volg. Kom ons gaan stel gou in. As x minus 1 is, 'n half tot die mag minus 1 gaan vir my gee 2. You go. That's going to give me 2. Okay, 'n half to the power of 0 will still give me 1. En dan 'n half tot die mag 1 gee vir my 'n half. Okay. So, before I plot those points, kyk gou-gou, what's the value of a? 'n half. Sien jy, 'n half is between 0 and 1. So what function would this be? A decreasing function. So jy weet al klaar, hy gaan moet ander kant toe lê, né? Okay, so it is going to be over here, where x is minus 1 and y is 2. Dan waar x 1 is, x 0 is en y is 1, sorry. En dan waar x 1 is en y is 'n half. So, daar het ek nou sleg plek geskryf, ek gaan hom nou weer invul daarso. There we go. Okay, so kan jy nou sien, dis 'n dalende grafiek, it's a decreasing function because the value of a is between 1 and 0. Nee. Okay, so same rules still apply. Wat gaan my asymptoot wees? Y is equal to 0. Okay, what would domain be? X is the element of real numbers. Wat is range? A is groter as 0. Nee. Okay, right, so any questions at this one? Kan ek maar gou skip? Okay. Last one. Now I'm going to add a value for q. So 2 to the power of x, dieselfde as ons grafiek wat ons nou gehad het. Voorbeeld 1. 2 to the power of x, but now I'm adding plus 1. So kyk gou hier. Hou gou eers aan. So technically what's going to happen? That plus 1 means that this graph is going to move 1 up. So hierdie ding. Nou het ek hom opgebreek. So daai hele dingetjie gaan net 1 opskuif. Nee. Okay. So okay, so kom ons gaan vul gou in. As x minus 1 is, it would be 2 to the power of minus 1, which gives me a half, nee. Plus 1, so dit gaan vir my gee 1.5, so 3/2. Nou, oppas vir die enetjie. If x is 0, it can now not be 1 anymore, because it moved 1 up. 2 to the mag 0, geef my 1, maar plus 1, geef my 2. Okay. So if x is 1, 2 to the power of 1 gives me 2 plus 1, so that will be 3. Okay. So kyk gou net vir my na jou x-waardes wat jy hier het teenoor die x-waardes by voorbeeld 1. Kyk gou hier, it was a half. Now it's 1.5. It was 1, now it's 2. It was 2, so now it's 3. So alles het net enetjie opgeskuif, nee. Goed. Right. Now look at my graph. Because we have that value of plus 1, it means I have an asymptote. Hoe teken ons nou weer asymptote? Met 'n stippellyntjie. You've got to tell me where it is. So you must say y is equal to 1. Of as jy wil, kon jy hier vir my 'n kolletjie gemaak het en gesê het 1. Okay. You guys good? Then my graph is still going to look like that. I plotted my points. If x was minus 1, the y value was 3/2. Over here, if x is 0, y is 2. And you saw as x 1 is a 3. Ja. Yes. Kom ons kom gou daarby. Okay, so wat is my asymptoot se vergelyking? Y is equal to 1. Okay. Domain. Definisie versameling. Nothing changes there. It stays. X is an element of real numbers. Okay. But range. My waarde versameling. Ja. Sê? Y is groter as 1. Yes. Y is greater than what? Okay. Dis eintlik maklik, nee. Nou dat jy dit so geplot en gedoen het, is dit eintlik nie so erg nie. You guys good? Okay, ja.
So the Q is a number there, why will always be greater than that?
Ja, ek wil vir jou sê ja, because for now it's a yes, unless we start getting to reflections, because then that's going to be down here.
So if the graph starts going down, then y will always be smaller.
Smaller than, yes.
So the graph like that, y will always be bigger.
Yeah, No, don't say about dalend and stijgend because
Decreasing or all
that just means that which way it's facing. That's all. Okay, right. So, jy gaan vir my so paartjies op jou eie teken. Do you guys want to try one with an asymptote where you have to draw it yourself? Of kan julle met a challenge? Okay. Kyk gou hier. Maar kan ek dit vir huiswerk gee en dan merk ons net die eerste een. Kyk gou hier. Nee, julle het gevra? Here we go. Teken. Teken gou daai enetjie. Nee, dis gou nou werk. Ek weet, ek gaan nou skryf. Hier skryf ek al jou huiswerk. Jy moet net gou daai doen. Kan ek vir julle 'n lelike ene gooi by die huiswerk op? Van wanneer af is julle bang? Hæ? Nou sien julle hoe maklik gaan die huiswerk wees. I've got one especially for you. Two. Net om vir jou te wys. Want dan gaan jy ook happy wees. Okay, luister gou. Okay, kan ek wat gaan doen? Okay, shh. Daarso, skryf julle gou daai af. Nee, dis 4. Ek rekord vir julle, nê, wat so. Nee, kom. Ja. Ek weet, dis daai laaste twee het ek spesifiek ingesit vir hom. Nee.
En wen jy broek rooi piping het, moet jy maar na Somerset High toe gaan, want dit is hulle skool. Following learners to Miss van Sales class, Sidi and Baby Patel. Matriek Bankie lê alweer asseblief voor die kantoor.
Stay.
Is voorberei dit asseblief. Kan die volgende leerders asseblief aan die begin van eerste fase mevrou Manland by die vlagpaal kry? In verband met musical plekaanwysings. Brian Aris, Alma Mutayamba, David Kutsie, Zechariah Krau, Lisa Bashula, Ron Kukumur, Keithan Kukumur, Susan Reed, Kaya Lalapi, Karen Richards, Grace Jacobs.
Jy moenie wegpak, ek wil dan nog vir die antwoord wys.
Following learners was used was known as the flow form at the beginning of right. Aidan Stein, Logan McKee, Gilmore Africa, Lindsay Africa, Mia Brandt, Reagan John Jansen, Regan Maria, Kieran Otto, Gustav Jansen, Mason, Julian Gordon, Warren Jansen, Gustav Becker, Malcolm de Wit, Algemene Kantoor, Stefan Ritter en Christopher Lee.
Almal klaar geskryf hier.
Musical.
Merk gou so lank.
Wat in hulle vroeg dans se name was nie gisteraand op hulle lees hier. 3 meisies wat